Welcome to another episode of 7-Minute Marketing with Pam. My name is Pam Didner. I love sharing a dose of B2B, digital, content marketing, and sales enablement 7 minutes at a time. An HR manager asked me, "Hey Pam, do you think sales enablement training and development belong to HR?" Well, we all know that training has been one of the core competencies provided by HR in addition to talent recruiting, performance review, and the pay structure. So here's the reality. With the rise of technology, training is no longer confined to classroom settings or online courses. It can be a micro-training through mobile apps with snackable doses of information pushed out daily to users. It can be virtual and interactive hands-on training through augmented reality, or even just on-point educational videos on YouTube or topical-driven podcasts that you can listen to anywhere. Frankly, anyone in the company who has budget can develop some sorts of training materials for their teams. Content creation tools are readily available for anyone to use. There are also many different content syndication platforms that enable you to easily share your training materials on any platforms. You can use Loom, L-O-O-M, to record your training and then share on YouTube via email or any social media platforms you desire. Anybody in the company can be a content creator. The boundary of training roles and responsibility between different functional groups has begun to fade with the rise of technology. So it raises the question, who owns sales training? HR, sales, functional, or product groups? Conventionally, sales training tends to reside within the sales organizations. A sales enablement manager or a sales training manager who is responsible for sales onboarding and training may develop a continuous training regimen from pre-onboarding curriculum to continuous onboarding or annual refreshers and updates using different medium or technologies. To accomplish that effectively and digitally, it may be necessary to integrate the company's email system, which is from IT, the employee's performance system from HR, the training platform, which is from the sales enablement department, and the content management library, which tends to be managed by marketing department. When the salespeople complete the pre-onboarding curriculums, their managers will receive an email notification, or a management dashboard will be updated with the results. And after the salespeople take tests of each subject in their curriculum, the score is sent to their manager and automatically updated in their HR records. So sales training, if you think about it, can belong to several departments. If the sales enablement training methodology and platform being used is recognized as a best practice, then the HR department can easily argue that sales enablement training should be folded into their responsibility to drive corporate efficiency. The sales team can argue that the sales enablement training has unique requirement to their sales team. Therefore, the sales function should retain the ownership of entire effort. The marketing team can make the case that a big chunk of the sales training content comes from the marketing team. Therefore, it should be run by marketing. Organizational structure, roles and responsibility will continue to morph as markets, customers, buying habits, and technology evolved. So who should own sales training? Well, I've seen the sales enablement training function report to marketing, sales operations, HR, or even product teams. In some companies, sales training may be put under HR because one of the more important responsibilities of sales enablement is training. And HR, guess what, is responsible for hiring and training company-wide. Amy Pence, sales enablement manager and authoress, reported to a sales team initially. Then her team was moved from sales to HR to scale her best practices across corporation. In some cases, subject matter experts or product engineers are responsible for creating product training for the sales team, and therefore the training function is incorporated into the product team. Emma Hiskey, Senior Marketing Manager for Intel's IoT division, leads a sales enablement team that reports to one of the product groups. So it really depends on budget, timeline, skill set, resources, senior management's direction, or even the maturity of a sales organization. Even after taking these factors into consideration, ongoing adjustments have to be made based on the changing external environment as well as the fact that sales enablement itself is still evolving. Even though the goal is the same, every company's structure is sales training support based on what works or what they believe will work for them at that time. Eventually, they will probably pivot as the team structure evolves. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what sales trainings resides. The key is to foster close collaborations across departments to share best practices and provide knowledge and tools to unleash employees and salespeople's potentials. So, one question answered and more to go. Please send me your marketing questions or thoughts via Twitter at Pam Didner. Be well, keep hustling. Until next time.